Not a lot of people understand the goodness of God, and a lot of parents are asked questions from their children. Mommy, what is God like? And they don't always have that answer. And so Fetch the Goodness really solves that problem for them because it teaches what God is actually like and the goodness of God. My name is Kelly Frazier, and we are here to talk about Fetch the Goodness. Fetch the Goodness is about teaching children how to understand and apply the goodness of God to their lives. It's transforming families is what it's doing. The stories that we do have impacted our families. We have literally gotten testimonials from the families that have just said, we've just seen a growth in our children. They teach us how to pray. They've literally brought Jesus into our lives. And that to me is one of the greatest transformations that we could possibly ever ask for. And that was actually what God told me would happen. So Amy is the main character of Fetch the Goodness. Amy's personality is very loving. She has a servant heart. She loves the Lord and she loves to read scripture. It's really one of her, as my daughter would say, her jams. She absolutely enjoys reading and understanding about the goodness of God because what she's learning is what she's teaching the children that watch the show. This is my granddaughter, Bella, and Bella was a toddler when I developed the character of Amy. I remember purchasing Amy in the little Christian bookstore, and she really was the homeliest puppet there. But when we brought her home and began putting her hair in pigtails and such, she just came alive for Bella. And I think that was one of the greatest connections that we had made, her and I. And I'm realizing now that that same connection is what's happening to the children when they're watching it on TV. Sarah is Amy's best friend, and Sarah loves the Lord too, and she loves animals. She also loves to be outside. She loves to understand the wild and how God's nature really brings nutritional value as well as beauty and just elegance and the glory of God. Jacob was somebody who really struggles with his father's relationship with him, and his dad is military, and so when Jacob has a lot of issues with relationship, that's where Amy and Sarah both come in and just love on him to let him know that God is always there and present to help bring happiness and joy back to those relationships. One of my favorite shows was really talking about the goodness of God. That was actually the title of it. And we had gone to this beautiful little farm, and it was beautiful because they had so many different rows of fruits and vegetables and just different things that they had there. And they had lost a little pet called Mr. Squiggly that belongs to Amy. And when they lost it, they all panicked, but then they decided to all pray together. And the moment they prayed, Mr. Squiggly showed up, of course. So that was typically a great episode that the children love because it includes all the puppets and Mr. Squiggly. So where the Kickstarter money will go towards is to upgrade the quality of the productions that we want to now produce in the episodes in the future. And we just also need advertising because this is really where we're lacking right now. We feel like the best kept secret. What you're allowing us to do by contributing is to support the goodness of God in all factors of life, whether it's with your children, with their schoolwork, with their relationships at home with their siblings. This is why we're doing the show. And your contribution helps us to continue going, to continue to bring the goodness of God into the homes in America and in families. I just keep thinking about what God said, and that was that I can't talk. That it was the children that are going to glorify His name. And unless we are helping our children in a way that they feel safe, that they feel in community, that they can go and talk to their parents, it's really challenging. And that's one of the reasons why I believe God woke me up and told me to talk to the children, because the adults are not listening, and it's the children who are going to glorify His name. That's the reason why we're doing Fetch the Goodness.